Well, hello there. How are you doing? I'm going to turn this up just a tad here. Test, 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 test. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Today is, it's a bittersweet day. Oh my gosh. You know what? A fella called me up and bought this thing, and it's a blessing and it's a curse. But this is one of the cleanest Howard Roberts 1966 I've ever seen in my life. So, I bought it only a couple of years ago, but I've had a Howard Roberts for many, many years. So, never been out without one. This will leave me HR barren. So they just have a special tone to them that you really seriously can't get out of any other guitar. It's just the way it is. By the way, what the guitar is, it's basically an L4 with a hole in it and a Johnny Smith pickup. But it's also got the 24 3/4 inch scale length. This is a standard. Now they do make a custom. The custom, they only made about 50 of those, I believe. And that's the same body, but with a 3-piece maple neck, I believe, and 25.5 inch scale length. So that's it for the Epiphones. Again, in 1966. And this guitar You know, I've been looking around. I've never seen another black standard. And I was talking to Mitch. I asked Mitch Holder. I don't know who else to ask. He's probably the authority on these things. And I said, Mitch, it's just the finish is so done so well. I don't think it's it's been refinished. I mean, it's so factory. And he said, I'll bet it was a special order. So it's a rare one. Now it's going to a fellow, I'm sure he's happy as can be, over in Australia. But this guitar has got that throaty sound with that pretty high end. And I don't know, it's got that cool sound to it. Oh well, that's life in a big city. So anyway, again, welcome to our live stream, and Wes is here working the camera. Say hi, Wes.
Hi, Wes. Sorry, the camera's not on. I can't find a cord.
For the camera.
No, for that to plug my computer into the mixing board. It's like the little stereo jack with the two RCAs with the converters on it. Is that around there down below?
Where did I just see that?
I swear I just saw it too, but
This?
Yeah, that's the one.
The two RCAs? Are you sure that's...
Wait.
No.
This is...
Okay, well then it's in my black briefcase, I think, in the studio.
All right. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah,
sure.
Maybe Gail could bring it.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Gail, she's working the message board there. And here we are again. So we've got a lot planned today. Paul says Black Beauty, but with a very ugly headstock. Why do you think that the headstock is ugly? It's the Epiphone headstock, man. But big fat tone. Isn't that the truth? I played on a Chris Montez thing. We've been working on an album for about 15 years. And I had written out some things with double guitars, and I went to record it, and just nothing sounded good until I got this out. And it's like, oh yeah, that's the sound. So, anyway. So Martin, we've got Martin and Chris. Hi, Chris. Chris Ship from the swamps of Louisiana. I'm sorry you can't join us at camp this year. We'll miss you. Roland, hello. Hope you guys are doing well. He never returned his horse. I love that name. So thank you all for being here. Remember, this is your show, okay? You guys are driving it, okay? So we're not going to do this unless you guys show up. What I wanted to talk about today, we have several things. Have you guys seen the videos that we just put out? We 2 videos from Nashville. One with Denny Jurosa with his L5, and Parker Hastings is playing it. That's a nice video. And then I'm playing with a fella by the name of Cameron with that 57 175 that he's got, and I was playing 775, that new one I just got. Anyway, those are out there. If you haven't seen them, they're pretty cool. That song I played is called Samba de Orfeo, and it's one of those tunes that is, you can play in key centers all day long. And so it's one of those cool little tunes in the bridge. So the song is basically big C chord for as long as you can stand it. And then we might go, just taking a sit there. Now and then it goes the 2 chord. So that, but in the chorus, where we're soloing in the bridge, we're going after the C chord. Then we go up a half step. And then back down, just to kind of mix it up. Anyway, and then the bridge is 2/5 of F, and then 2/5 of flat 3, and then we're back to the tune. Fun, fun, fun song. Oh, well, she got a daddy's car and she drove to the hamburger stand now. Fun, fun, fun. Did you get your computer hooked up?
Yeah, but it's still not the right cord. It's a different one that was in your briefcase, but it'll work for now.
Okay.
Other one's got to be around here somewhere, but just so I could put some audio on my.
Okay.
Hey, my mic sounds different today.
Well, you're on top of it. You sound like a puking DJ.
I mean, it's always like this.
Well, it's all you got a nice. What do you got, it EQ'd?
I mean, I haven't touched it. It's just, that's...
these mics are a trippy mic. You should tell them about this mic. Do you know what to say about it?
What about it?
What about these? They're what is the brand of these mics?
I don't even know. MK?
ASM. And this is an MK 219. I bought these many, many years ago. They're built in Russia, and they were very inexpensive, and they're fantastic microphones, man. They're kind of I guess a large condenser mic, but it's kind of a medium size. So anyway, anything on the message board here, Wes?
Not that I see yet. Any questions yet from anybody?
I like this guy, Roland. The problem with owning a good quality playing guitar is having to sell it when you need the extra money in an emergency. Well, I didn't really have an emergency except my taxes, and then we're doing fine. So I don't know. I took it out to play a gig like a year ago, and it's like.
How long? I mean, that thing's been on sale for how long?
Long time. And it's the kind of thing I didn't want to sell it. So, I sold it for $6,000. Okay, that might sound like a lot of money. But now you start looking around at them, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. There's only one on Reverb for 65. So you start realizing, wow, I put that price tag on it, because it's spectacular. If you've ever seen any of these, you're going to realize, you know, the people were drooling all over this at the guitar shows. And they couldn't believe how nice it was. So you can find these, but you don't find them looking like this. So
Yeah, well, I mean, are there a lot of black ones though? I feel like the black ones are more rare. Like this one right here. This one's they're asking 65.
yeah, that's kind of like the 68 I had
Right.
that we just sold.
Right. So
I'm at Howard Roberts.
here's one.
Wow.
That's a pretty good deal.
Where's that at?
Portland, Oregon.
Huh.
So maybe you need to. Why does this look weird?
I don't know.
This one looks like it's missing something
Yeah, no.
compared to. Oh, and maybe it's because it has that black pickguard's not original, right?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Because wouldn't it be like this one with the white?
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean,
Somebody asked, is this guitar made by Samick? No. This is the Epiphone company.
what
And
about?
then those are the Gibsons. Gibsons
Oh, that's
the
right.
Gibsons are made with a laminate top on
Right.
a 175 body.
And then they have this funky, not funky, but that weird different tailpiece, right?
Yeah, the Howard Roberts tailpiece, which
Right.
I got no problem with.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
cool.
we compared that with this, and these were all over that one.
Right.
I don't know why. It just is. But, you know, taste is relative, you know. Some people might like, you know, beef tacos. Other people want fish tacos.
Look at this one. That's a pretty good buy.
Yeah, it seems like it, yeah. Where's that at?
That's Griffith, Indiana.
Really? Gosh, boy, I didn't see all these before.
Oh, what is this thing they added?
I don't.
A guitar hanger. Yikes.
Yeah, and those aren't the correct tuners.
Right.
If you notice these tuners on the back of this it's called the waffle back tuners. See them? Waffle.
Yeah. That's original.
Yeah. Would you
Yeah,
ever?
that thing is
do you
in
think?
good condition.
Do you think you'd ever eat a waffle like that? I don't know why they're waffles. They're not squares. They're little lines. But anyway, they call them waffle backs. Okay. Boy, we have a lot of watchers today, Wes. So far, so
yeah,
that's good.
maybe everyone. I thought there wasn't going to be a lot of watchers because everyone's on traveling for spring break.
Yeah. Spring. Yeah.
But maybe they're
We're all going to Fort Lauderdale.
Maybe they're all not going anywhere, and they're sitting at home watching us. Let's see. Someone said Stratocaster 65 said black is very rare, very all caps rare. So
Yeah. Yes.
it is cool. I like that. It looks cooler than the Sunburst ones, I would say.
Yeah, it is. It is very cool.
Although it sucks that though, yeah, obviously with black guitars you can't see the wood grain, you know. So that kind of
Yeah, you can't.
Like they
But
need
you
to
know,
ma-
it's a spruce top. There ain't no wood grain really. you
Right.
know. But anyway, whatever. Let's see so it's got the. Some people say it didn't come with this bridge. This is the L5 bridge, and I think it did. So anyway, that's the bridge on it. Anyway, whatever. It's just a great guitar to be super proud of. Like I said, when we went to the guitar show, I mean, a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, that's so pretty." So, but nobody wanted to shell out the money for it. So I don't blame them. But there you have it.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever sold a guitar and cried about it?
Physically cried.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah? What what guitar what was it?
No, I never have. No, I never have, because you sell them because you need the money, and it's like you're happy then, So, but yeah, in hindsight, I wish I've got a laundry list of guitars that I wish I hadn't sold. Yes.
But you say you have dreams about them, right? Nightmares?
I do. I do have dreams. Dreams. I'll tell you, I had a dream that haunted me for years. And I don't know if I told this story. I went to a long time ago. You know who Donnie Brooks is? You probably don't know. I got a piece of wood and oh, let's see what key is that. Oh. My love is higher than a mission bell, deeper than a wishing well. Down my love for you. Ooh. He wrote and sang that, as well as I'll build a dollhouse. Like, if you marry me the way I think you should, I'll build a dollhouse. Anyway. So I was doing a little show in a little nightclub in Thousand Oaks with him. Oh, no, I wasn't with him. I went to see him. I'd played with him many times. And then his guitar player had just got a brand new 175. A brand new 175. And so Donnie said, "Why don't you come up and sit in a tune?" And I met the guitar player, and I can't remember his name. So, okay, so I did. We played a song. I put my arms up here waiting to hear what we're going to do next, and the strap broke. And the guitar went flying down and landed face first on a wah-wah pedal. That's when wah-wah pedals were in. Boom. I had a dream of trying to catch that guitar for years. Gail will tell you that. It's like, ah. But anyway, it wasn't too much damaged. Just a big, and I just apologized over and over. He said, "Don't worry about it, man. A guy gave it to me." That's when those guitars, guitars weren't so valuable. You just, here, let's take the finish off this. Let's paint it our way, and stuff. But it's before they were vintage. Back then, there were used guitars. There weren't vintage guitars.
I have a Howard Roberts story.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Why don't you tell that?
Yeah, it was, we were shooting a video and this, because I have tons of space usually when I'm shooting these videos. Anyway, there's always cords and crap around, and I got up super fast to go do something, and I think I tripped over the cord, and it was in the guitar, and I knocked it off the stand, and the headstock just broke. It was just splintered, and that was that was an old one, right?
Yeah, that was about the same year as this.
Right. What that was a red one, or
no, it was Sunburst.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, man.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah, the guy did it. That guitar. It's funny that guitar. I actually traded that one for this one with some cash, and that guitar was a great sounding guitar. And the guy who had it, he loved it, but he's a dealer as well and a player, and he decided to sell it, and then he's jonesing to get it back, and he almost got it back, but he didn't.
Yeah, that sucked.
They didn't make too many of these guitars, so. Chris is saying, the tone of this guitar is exceptional. Yeah, isn't that weird? It really is. Yeah, it's got that high-end shimmer. That's I thought I saw Mark Larkin. I thought I saw your name here. Where'd he go? Anyway, Mark is always commenting about the high-end shimmer on some of these guitars, and it's so true. Yeah, I think I made you feel bad when you knocked my guitar over because I said, well, there goes $1,000.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, well, that happens, man.
Yeah. I mean, I remember though when because man, when that headstock breaks off, man, it's like, and then just the amount of like splintering and stuff. And I'm like, you're like, oh, well, someone can fix that. I thought it was done,
Yeah.
I was like, I've heard of them repairing guitars, but by the way that looked, I was like, there's no way you can fix that. Right?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, someone can fix it. And I remember when you got it back, and man, that guy did a killer job.
He did.
Like you could barely even tell that thing where there was any damage. I was astonished.
Now you could have reshot. He did. After a few years, you could see the mark. You could see it, just because it kind of wore off a little. But you could reshoot that. And you'd never know. You would never know on that guitar.
Yeah, he did a killer job for sure. There are a few questions here. Roy Rodriguez, good afternoon from Long Island.
Long Island, all right.
That's not a question.
The Indians sold that. Want to talk about a deal?
Yeah, let's see. Heard of the rail, blah, 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 flat gate. Gosh, why can't I find the question? Oh, question. Jasper, is there any license restriction or anything legal that keeps you from playing certain tunes here?
Don't play an Eagles song.
I mean, you could play whatever you want on YouTube, as long as if you're not monetizing it. The minute you monetize it, then they'll hit you with some like copyright. They basically tell you like, okay, so every now and again, like, let's see, what's that Kenny Burrell song that you like to play?
Oh yeah, Midnight Blue.
Yeah, so Midnight Blue, when he plays that, they'll be like, hey, you either need to cut that part out of your chat, or so this is after the live stream airs, and then it lives on YouTube forever. They're like, you need to either cut that out of your chat or share the money that you make off of this with Kenny Burrell or Sony Music or whoever has the copyright on the song. But I mean, it's like the video makes like $6. It's not like these videos are like making hundreds of dollars at all. They're making, like I said, $10 is like a big video. So yeah, and so they might get $5 out of it because I don't
It
usually.
doesn't even cover lunch.
And I don't really want to cut that out of the live stream. I'd rather just be like, oh, whatever, you have your $5.
Yeah.
Sony Music, have your $5. You really need it, you know.
And the if we play a song like a recorded song or show a video or something like that, then they do the same thing, but they don't like that, I guess.
Every now and again, there's one that's like, you have to cut this out.
Yeah.
Or we're not gonna be able to. But that's like if you're like playing a YouTube video of like a Beatles song or something.
Yeah, if you're actually playing.
Right, like the actual track.
Yeah.
But for the most part, 95% of the standards and stuff that you play, they don't do anything. So, which is nice because, yeah. Speaking of that, Martin asks, can you play Together Alone?
You mean Alone Together?
Well, he says Together Alone, so.
Yeah, I can. Should I play it together or alone?
Alone, yeah. Let me get out of here.
All right. Before we do that, I wanted to see. Jacob, I see you there, and Jacob, Kirby was disappointed you're not coming to camp, but we all are. But that's okay. Next year. And Jim Rolfe is here. Oh, I just answered that. Jim says, are you going to workshop? Do I send Kenny $3? Yeah. Mike Dana was over here yesterday. We were talking about songwriters. And he said, I was teaching a music business class. And he said to his teachers or to his students about how much money you can make as a songwriter. And so he said, look up Diane Warren. Do you know who Diane Warren is, Wes?
No.
When you look up her discography of all the songs, you're going to go, holy moly, she wrote all this. A lot of them, you don't know what they are, but a lot of them, like Unbreak My Heart, some of those kind of tunes, it's like, man, she's got some monster hits. Holy cow. And I'm like, I never heard of her. Anyway, so what was the point of that conversation? Why did I say that?
No idea.
Oh, good.
Because
okay.
you love just to
Gibber.
go off track. Yeah, whenever we're on like some sort of straight path and sticking to things, it's like, no, I'm derailing.
We're done over here.
Yeah.
Done here.
So.
Bob said, how many songs do I know?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm curious about that too.
I don't
5,
know.
6.
Yeah, I'd say. Thing about knowing them and knowing them, it's like a person. How well do you know them? Do you know them? Or you know them? I know a lot of songs, but like, for instance, Alone Together, I guess I know that somewhat. But, if you don't keep up on them, you forget them. And, you couldn't, certain things, it's like, oh, my God. So it depends. I know a lot of songs. And you will too, just keep adding. But the thing is, it's like I always compare it to the plate twirler on Ed Sullivan. Remember that guy? Get a few going over here, and then these are all falling down, and run over there and spin the plate. That's what it's like. Okay, like you learn this song, you learn that, and then somebody mentions a song, and you think, oh my God, I used to play that. So yeah. You might have to adjust this, Wes.
Okay.
There you go, Wes.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it. Love that.
That's a
ending.
fun little tune.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know what? You could, when I get up in the morning, I could spend 1 hour easy just improvising to one song. So it's crazy, crazy. Hey, wait a minute. I see Jim Stephanie. Hi, Jim. Yeah, I tried to get a hold of you, so I thought we could maybe connect in Nashville, but we will be back there for Cass. Now, Jim is the, what you used to be the manager for Bobby Goldsboro, if I could. And now you're the manager for Ray Stevens, right? Is that, did I get that right? How are things going at his theater? I know, maybe I could open for him when I come back. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Jim. And Jim also is a writer, right? You've been placing a lot of music, I understand, which is good to hear. What do you think of the Epiphone Broadway? I think those are pretty nice. Do you have to get the snake bite vax to go to your camp? Nobody's been bit yet. Okay, so we got snakes. I don't think we've ever even seen a rattlesnake up there. It's kind of high. I guess it's not too high up there, huh?
For rattlesnakes?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not. There's rattlesnakes all over there, for sure.
Well, they don't crawl into the cafeteria.
No.
And if they do, we'll get out a broom. And but they do have mountain lions and bears, and there's a bunch of ducks. And a
Watch
swan.
out for those ducks.
No kidding.
The geese will
The geese.
terrorize you.
You know where the saying, "I've been goosed." Boy, that's so true. With those things.
Yeah, they're mean.
Yowza. Gotta watch out for them.
Chris Ship asked, are you playing through your quilter? And that's a negative. That's through the board.
Through the board.
No pedals or straight in. But speaking of pedals, I saw you bought a pedal.
I did.
On reverb.
Yep.
What is that? Is that your reverb thing that you've been wanting?
Yes, it's a stereo reverb. It's a Zoom one. And, I've never heard it. Never, there's other ones. There's tons of them. I've never heard it. But what's cool about this, well, number one, it was only $130, something like that. Which is a lot of money, actually, But, for pedals, it's a stereo reverb, and it also gets a chorus and a delay, and it's a tuning pedal too. So it's got a lot of things in there. But I wanted to use the stereo thing because I've been preparing mentally to start doing a blues thing, and I want to use stereo amps. And so I thought this would be kind of cool.
Look at that. Look at this screen right here.
I know.
You're going to have fun with that.
It's complicated, man. You can chain all these things, and I hope it's not going to be too complicated for my simple mind.
I mean, at least it's small, so it can't be like too crazy, but...
Yeah,
But look at this screen.
I know, God. Like I could see that. Looks like guitar grids, doesn't it? Jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Stereo amps, huh?
Yeah, and so it should be interesting.
So what's this amp setup here? 2 quilters or what?
Well, I'll probably use the Cub and the Micro and the Mach 3. So speaking of amps, yeah, I'll be using those two. Either that or I have 2 of the Micro Pro 2s. And it's funny, Mike and I were talking about those yesterday. He actually has a problem with his, but I couldn't hear it yesterday. He said it's intermittent. So I'm going to send it back for him. But the Micro Pro 2, Mike says, "Gosh, if I'd known they were going to not make them anymore, I would have bought even another one." He's got two, because he's got two houses, one in Fresno, one in Cambria. He's got one at each place. I would have bought another one just as a backup. They're nice amps. So,
Speaking of amps, Mom was saying that you're gonna have some amp deliveries or some amps to use at the camp.
Peter
Henriksen.
Yeah. Peter Hendrick. I knew there was something wrong when the words came out of my mouth. Henriksen is going to send us a couple amps. And I hope to do his Archtop Festival in... I asked him for not that little one, but for the blue. If you can find the blue 10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's they're like how much are they? They're like $1,300, but I mean that's what the Mach 3 is, and it's got a tweeter, so it'll be nice to have for nylon string, and you can turn off the tweeter if you want. You can run another, music in or anything. So, and we'll compare them with the quilters.
Nice.
But they, Peter's a real nice guy. He took over the business, I think, from his father, and he said, Guitar Center carries those now, as well as quilters. So
Wow.
yeah, he said he had the busiest month ever last month, something like that. So it's crazy, isn't it? Speaking of crazy companies, Heritage, here's how it works. 2 months ago, I think I said, hey, they emailed me and said, we've got these two 535s, you want them? I said, yeah. So, okay. Never heard another word. I get an invoice for one of them yesterday. And apparently they'll be shipping it soon, which is another 2 weeks away. So I hope to get a brand new 535 Sunburst. They're making them really sweet. I haven't seen a flaw on any of them. So I've been very pleased with the company as far as their build, except they don't build all the other ones that we want, like the Golden Eagle. They build the Eagle Classic, which I have several on order, which we might get in this decade, I'm hoping, before it turns 2030. So hopefully we'll get those.
Someone asked on here, W.C. Ray asked a while ago, how much of the tone equation is the Johnny Smith pickup?
It's all you can't, if you take away one thing, it changes it, so I'd say the pickup is essential. The build on it, the bracing. Howard, from what I've read, always would say it's all about the bracing. And of course you want a spruce top, this spruce top. Everything matters. So, the Johnny Smith pickup is essential. So, but there's other quality pickups, that make this configuration, but they're all a little different. And so it's so temperamental. Who knows? But yes, it is essential. Somebody said, I'd like to get Band in a Box. Where can I get it? You can get it at guitarcollege.com. And then we have that, as well as we do have files that you can get. Is that Tim Everett just showed up? How you doing, Timmy? You've been practicing for camp? Tim got a real nice Eagle Classic from me when you could get them, and I bet you're glad you got it when you did. And he takes very good care of that guitar. I noticed this on here, Wes. Mark says our Epiphone's made in the USA. These are not the other ones that are made in Japan. Obviously, they're not.
Well, was there like a year or something where they started, where there was the conversion?
Yeah, I don't know the exact year, but I would say the early 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
Because someone, Ed Dorvinen, commented earlier, love my Epiphone Granada 444.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what those were, but man, these things are cool looking.
Aren't they? I like
Yeah.
them. You know what? They're just like a ES 120.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
essentially the same thing with a different color pickguard.
Yeah.
But they're priced a little cheaper, so I'd go with one of these.
Yeah, these are pretty sweet looking for
Well,
sure.
it's just like that one. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're-
Thanks for
they're-
bringing that up.
They're certainly cheaper.
I'm
than-
gonna get me one.
Yeah, I mean they look. I love that pick guard thing. So is there a hole under here? I guess
No.
it would be. No.
No.
So that's the only.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely get one of those. I bet. But
Wes, you got any news?
I've got some things. Yeah.
Could you
Yeah.
want to share it?
Yeah. Sure. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I have some things that I wanted to talk to you about,
Oh yeah.
but yeah. So one thing that I saw was, let's see. I've been checking out. Where is it? Oh, everyone. I'm a fan of John Mayer, and everyone is going nuts because he's apparently busted out this Paul Reed Smith SE Silver Sky. It's like a Strat copy type thing, but he's on a recent solo tour, and they, he's known for playing Strats, Fender Strats, super vintagey stuff. Well, on April 1st in St. Paul, Minnesota, he busted this other guitar out, and so now everyone's like, "Oh, is he making the switch to Paul Reed Smith?" So it's just kind of created some buzz, but it's pretty cool. Let me see if I can make this play. Let's see. Are we hearing that? No, we're not. There we go. So anyway, everyone's going nuts because he busted this guitar out as opposed to his Fender Strats, and now there's this buzz that he's might be switching over to PRS. But anyway, I just like the clip because it's cool how he's on the piano and then he just reaches over and kind of grabs the guitar and does a guitar solo while he's and a pretty good guitar solo at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When we were in Nashville, he was playing in Nashville at the Bridgestone Center or whatever.
Oh, he was?
Their little local arena there. Yeah.
Well, were you in Dallas when he was there when we were at the
Yeah,
show?
yeah.
Remember? And we didn't see it, but they had a bar here in the thing, and then he came in and jammed at the bar, and a couple were getting married in the banquet room, and they had said they loved John Mayer. So I don't know, they brought the couple in, and he played their favorite song for them, something like that.
Yeah, I remember that somewhat.
Yeah. So must be nice.
Ed Dorvanen says the 444 was made in Kalamazoo only from 60 to 69. So that would be a USA Epiphone there.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, there's other stories, and the big topic right now, of course, is NAMM.
Right, and
NAMM's coming
we're up in the air about going to NAMM, so we don't know if we're going to go. We're kind of leaning towards not going. So if we go, we won't have a live stream next week. But if we don't go, we will.
Right.
Sorry to be so vague about it, but
Oh, and look at that was perfect timing because Bruce just asked, "Hey, are you guys going to NAMM next week? If so, you are invited to the pre-NAMM hang. No NAMM badge is needed. Plus, Doyle Dykes is playing there, Wednesday the 12th, the Colony House in Anaheim."
So is this Bruce Adolph? Hey.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce. Yeah, so yeah, and thanks for the offer of the tickets. So I guess we can get them from you or something. Gail was saying that. I don't know. I couldn't believe that Fender and Gibson aren't going to be there.
Yeah, so that's the big thing going on
Did I
now.
just give away the?
No, I mean that's pretty widely known, but the thing about it is so last year they didn't go. It was Gibson, PRS, Fender, and Boss, and so now
What do you mean that went or
that did not go?
Boss didn't go.
No, I don't know about. I mean, isn't it Roland anyway? Doesn't
Well,
Roland
they
own
kind of subdivided things.
Right. Well, either way, those are four huge guitar companies, if not, I know Martin is going for sure. I don't know, but obviously Gibson and Fender are the biggest two companies out there. But the story is right now is that the Fender's CEO, Andy Mooney, is kind of now like talking about why Fender's not going to NAMM. And in case you don't know what NAMM is, here's a little video of just this guy walking around the NAMM show. It's just a huge trade show. But he's basically saying, Andy Mooney is basically saying that trade shows are dead. They don't help companies. They cost, they have these elaborate booths and stuff. And it costs these companies thousands and thousands of dollars to go out there. And that it's not that great for marketing, and you don't reach all that many people. Like if you put in the money that you put in, to go to NAMM, if you put that into digital marketing, you could potentially reach millions of people by just releasing videos on social media or on YouTube or whatever, So they're like, is it worth it? He says, he points out that the biggest trade show is in Los Angeles, the E3 show, which is, I think, just like a computer and gaming,
right, yeah.
Which is, I believe to be the biggest trade show. And he said Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are all pulling out this year. So
wow.
Yeah, so like those having Microsoft pull out of, they're probably the biggest company in terms of gaming, computers, So that's probably the biggest. That's like Gibson pulling out of NAMM, basically. So it's not just in the guitar music world that this is happening. It's happening all over.
Look at those things.
Um,
What year do you think this video is?
it's the last year.
Yeah, because I can't believe day one there's hardly anybody there. Usually at this NAMM show, especially Saturday and Sunday, you can't even walk down the aisle. It is so packed with people. And then, of course, that's when all the real strange people come out. And you wouldn't believe what you see there. But anyway.
Yeah, so he says, quote, and the money that we were using, we could take that and plow it into demand creation to drive digital traffic in the online stores, foot traffic into their physical stores. He says, if NAMM can prove to me why it's better for the industry, I'll go back. But at the moment, I'm kind of scratching my head as how they're going to do that. So,
well, little companies, Fender is so big anyways, they kind of do it as a courtesy, I kind of think, maybe it'll show a couple new guitars and have people play and stuff, but they're so big anyways. Good God.
right.
So,
I mean, it seems like a type of thing that almost that like NAMM should let them just come
it kind of does, doesn't
for
it?
free. Yeah, I mean, like if they're gonna make a big, footprint on the show itself, then
Yeah, they should get them a little reduced rate.
yeah,
Because when they start pulling out, then a lot of the other guys are thinking, well, they got a point. Why spend all this money? I mean, it's expensive. But anyway, thank you, Wes, for showing that. That's crazy. We don't know if we're going to go or not.
right.
But Bruce, are you going to have your night of worship there? Here's a beautiful thing. Bruce Adolph here puts on the night of worship at NAMM. I think it's on Thursday night, and I don't know, started 10 years ago, and it was like it has just blossomed like crazy. You wouldn't think it, but man, I can't believe the talent he gets there and the crowd that he gets there. It's wonderful.
He says that there's 21 sponsor companies at the hang, just at the hang alone, which is pretty crazy.
Wow.
For sure. So awesome. That would probably be worth just going down there and just going to Bruce's event, not even going to NAMM. Probably more fun anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway. And then, there's the another big event coming up is the Dallas International Guitar Fest too, in May.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Jimmy Wallace talked to us about going, and he was so, wanted us to go, and he offered me a spot to play and everything, and that's so nice. I don't know, we're just so burned out and it's so loud there.
yeah.
But I think I'd rather go to that than to the NAMM show.
Yeah, I mean, and it's I think more probably along our lines, in terms of
Yeah.
there's it's obviously more fun because there's more people playing. It's like a music festival now,
Yeah.
especially when he's got this list of performers that there's like 200 people playing there, So it's definitely seems like it's become more of it started out as a guitar show, right? Because now it seems like it's just more geared for everyone to show up and watch music all day, as opposed to like bring your guitar and try to sell it in the whatever you call the guitar
showroom
the
there,
showroom, the booth area and stuff. And it's not a bad deal too. I mean, so general admission there is $30, 2 days for $50. The
Oh,
only
yeah.
problem though with it that I see is that there's not the big headliners. It's kind of, you know, kind of lacking, I think.
Well,
in
they have
terms of-
Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson's the headliner, probably, huh?
Right. Orianthi, which I don't know who that is. Eric Johnson, Philip Sace, Ariel Posen,
Oh, yeah, she's a blues.
Greg Koch,
Oh, yeah, Greg, yeah.
Johnny A.
yeah.
I remember him from when we went.
Yeah.
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 He's like a blues guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Red Volkert,
Oh, yeah. Well, he's big, yeah.
Monty Montgomery.
Oh, that guy's crazy good, man.
Nice.
Monty Montgomery. If you listen to Last Man Standing, remember that show with Tim the Tool Man,
Yeah.
right? That all those guitar outtakes and stuff are all Monty Montgomery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then so those are just the kind of the main guys, and then there's this, huge chunk of on this list that I have that's just all these other people, including I saw Denny, on there, Denny Giosa is on there, and so yeah. Anyway, it's definitely worth checking out if you're in the Dallas area for sure.
Well, the only reason, yeah,
It's the biggest guitar show.
the biggest in the world, yeah. NAMM show, the only reason I could see us going there is to maybe look for some new little ditties or, that we might want to get, I guess, for the studio or something, or,
We go there to find you a guitar company to sponsor you. There's probably some little cool archtop company that would, find be like, oh, what is that archtop, and play it, and you're like, dang, this thing sounds super good. Oh, cool. Well, we're looking for people to, play our guitars. So, that seems like what it would be a great spot to do that. You can't really do that anywhere else. Right?
That's true.
That, to me, that would be like the number one.
That and that's happened to us in the past, but I don't know. Maybe we ought to go. I don't know. Somebody tell me what to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it too. It just.
I know it's the kind of thing you do it and you think, why are we here? And then you don't do it. It's like, God, I wish we would have went.
Right.
So you can't win either way.
Yeah.
Would you play something on the 775? I don't have it in here.
Wait, here I got one more story here though for you that I think is interesting. So it's my favorite time of year, jazz festival season. And like the reason I say that is because these jazz festivals are just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And here's how I prove that. Boom. Bob Dylan is set to be the headliner at the Montreux Jazz Festival in 2023. Bob Dylan, because you know him and jazz.
Yeah.
And you know what else I love is Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
He's everyone knows him as a jazz guy. I mean, at least Joe Bonamassa is like a pure guitar player, but I mean, they're talking about bringing in these, like, the lineup also includes, well, Pat Metheny is going to be there. He's probably, close, but like Mavis.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy.
Mavis Staples, Lil Nas X. That's a rapper. He is a rapper. Caroline Polachek, Sam Smith. He's like a pop singer.
Yeah, that's cool.
Christina and the Queens, Nile Rodgers. But anyway, it's funny just because last year Bob Dylan, he did this interview about how, streaming services has made it too easy for artists. He said Streaming has made music too smooth and painless. Just one stroke of the ring finger, middle finger, one little click. That's all it takes. It's too easy, too democratic. He said, adding that musicians from across genres like from all genres are contributing to this problem that it's just like too easy to make songs. He goes on to say, who's going to write standards today? A rap artist, a hip hop, or rock star? That's music for the establishment. It's easy listening. It's just it just parodies real life. It's a computer model. You need a solar X-ray detector just to find somebody's heart to see if they still have one. And wow. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of truth to that because.
Well, I heard at the L.A. New Orleans Jazz Festival, Ringo's going to be there as the jazz artist there.
Yeah, there you go. And I mean, these are going to be coming out. All right now is the announcement season. Yeah. Because they all happen over summer, and it's just going to be like I said. This one, I mean, is with Lil Nas X. Rapper. So, and go enjoy that jazz festival in Switzerland, and there you go.
Okay, well, thank you, Wes. Boy, you talk about sarcastic.
I mean, it's just sad. It's just weird.
Is there a festival that has? The Monterey Jazz Festival.
Right.
Is still jazz. It's crazy.
Let's see. So back to some questions here. Jasper asks, what's that guitar in the back on the left, please?
This left or that left?
I'm guessing...
This left? This is a 68 L5. This is a 92 L5, my ornate one. We were going to do a comparison of the two, but then I said to Wes, yeah, we got to say goodbye to this guy. And he thought, well, let's do that. So.
Yeah.
Want to do a lesson or something?
No.
No lesson.
Nah. I mean, do you ask the viewers, do you guys want to do a lesson?
Ask them.
Or do you want us just to keep talking about stuff? That's a debate that we had that we're kind of debating today. I say people just like it when we talk about stuff.
Huh.
But you always are trying to add lessons, and I'm like, I just don't think the guys and gals want to see lessons. And maybe I'm wrong, and we need your opinion on this. We do. So tell us what you think. Do you want us to have lessons here, or do you want us to keep BSing about, interesting guitar topics? Because
right on, yeah. All right, I got a topic for you.
Oh yeah, okay. What's that?
All right, so I got in a 91 ES 165. Last week I mentioned on the live stream that I was getting one in. And a guy named Chuck called me up afterwards and said, I would be really interested in that guitar. So I get it in. And I can't believe it. It's the nicest 165 I've ever gotten in. I mean, it was in beautiful, beautiful shape. And so I called him up or emailed him and said, hey, I got it in. It's gorgeous. So he bought it. So, he wanted to see it. So we did a little Skype thing. I showed it to him on Skype, and he was got to hang with him for a minute, and he really liked it, and so he bought it. So I had that guitar for about a day. Isn't that funny? So if there's a guitar that you think you want, and Mark Larkin knows this. He's asked me. He said, "Rich, I want a 165, and I'll wait till you get one." And I looked all over for one at a decent price, and I couldn't find any. And so he went and bought another one locally, which was fine. But other guys I've done that with, where they like, I want this guitar. Will you find it for me? And I'll try to do that. So people kind of trust me. I don't know why they trust me. And then I, set it up and all that stuff. But I was wondering, and I want to ask you this, Wes.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an opportunity to get one. Should I get a Les Paul?
Les Paul. Yeah, why not? How much is it?
I'm not going to tell you.
And what year is it?
I don't know. I forgot.
I don't understand.
Oh, it's a 2000. It's got coil taps on it, too. It's a Les Paul Standard. Nice shape. Think I ought to get it?
For all the blues that you play?
I'm going to, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I think you should, because then we could do a video on it. But yeah.
Somebody said Night and Day chord melody. I just saw that.
Yeah, do it. I mean, obviously, a Les Paul is not going to go down in value if it's nice.
Boy, didn't this thing sound good? Dang it. I've been doing the triad one from the last time. Lessons, song, great. Lessons, please. Look at this.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that I'm waiting to do the questions. I wanted to mention this real quick, though, before I get down there. Bruce said that Thursday night is the night of worship, and now Yamaha runs it. And it's in the Main Street stage.
Really, on the Main Street stage?
No NAMM badge needed for that either.
Oh, wow.
So it's growing.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then Richard Stancius.
Sorry, man. I won't play. Yes.
Well, can you just turn it down a little bit?
Yeah.
Said, I use my 68 Fender reverberator to heat my studio.
To heat it?
Yeah, I think he's joking. But then he also asked, let's see, where was that? How far? I think it was him that asked, how far are you from Templeton?
7 minutes.
Yeah, right down the road. Yeah, I got my haircut in Templeton before I came here. So
you must like this girl, because you get your haircut every other week.
Every 3 weeks. That's typical.
I get a haircut once every 6 months.
Well, look at your hair. It's ridiculous.
Gold top with P90s. Danielle says, play How High the Moon on that. Huh. Okay, Les Paul sounds good. I don't know.
Oops, sorry. Nino La Carguina, Eastman AR-910 or AR-880 Paisano. What's better for jazz and gypsy jazz?
Gypsy Jazz, the 910, which I happen to have one, by the way. And I've been contemplating keeping it, but then I thought, ever since I said I'm going to keep it, it's been sitting there. I haven't done a thing with it. So
So there you go, Nino. If you want a Eastman AR910, then call us up because that one is really nice. That blonde one, right?
that is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, that's probably that's the nicest Eastman I've ever seen for
Yeah,
sure.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
What do you call a female? What do you call a female police officer who plays the guitar, Wes? Repeat that question.
Wait, what?
What do you call a female police officer who plays the guitar?
I don't know.
A sheriff. Sheriff. A sheriff. Sheriffs.
That was so bad. Wow.
Hey, how long does
I
it
almost
take?
feel sorry for you.
How long does it take to tune a 12-string guitar?
I don't know how long.
Nobody knows.
Um,
That's funny. What do you call a guitarist that never finishes a job?
I don't know.
A quitar.
I mean, these aren't even like
Why do women prefer guitars over men?
why?
You don't have to continually assure them that their string length is just right.
Wait, that these are awful.
Okay,
what
all right,
what
all right.
terrible internet site did you copy and paste these from? Because this is
Here's
the
the
worst
best
thing
one.
ever.
Here's the best one. If you drop an electric guitar that weighs 8 pounds off a building and a guitar player at the same time, which one would hit the ground first?
I what? If you do,
If you dropped an 8-pound guitar and just took a guitar player who probably weighs 150 pounds, and they both dropped them off a building at the same time, which one would hit the ground first?
I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's not.
Isn't that funny?
Are you done? Yeah.
There you go.
I asked him to come up with some things to talk about during the show, and that's what he came up with.
Well, I thought that was pretty funny. Funny, man.
No.
So do you want to do a lesson?
No. Let me get through some more of these comments real quick, for sure.
Okay.
Let's see. Where was that? WC Ray Slash was at the CMAs. Do tell anybody offended. So that's another thing is like
What? Slash was
why
at the CMA.
why would Slash be at the Country Music Awards? You know.
I guess, we have to include everybody.
And I think the CMAs what that was last night, I believe.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. And then speaking of heavy metal, Jacob says, I hear Metallica is heading the next Monterey Jazz Festival because of their massive contribution to the genre. Yeah, although I did pop up the Monterey Jazz Festival, and they actually have quite a bit of jazz. So this one's doing okay. I mean, Herbie Hancock's in there. Mm-hmm. This group, Snarky Puppy, I think is pretty jazzy. John Scofield,
sure.
Terrence Blanchard. Yeah, they've got some. John Scofield,
Christian McBride.
Yeah, so
Charles Lloyd.
So yeah, this one actually looks pretty good for sure. At least compared, there's no one that I'm looking at this and going like, what? Why is this person playing here? These are all. So there you go, Monterey Jazz Festival doing it right. So get your tickets now, people, before they sell out.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and one of the guys, and I forget his name, sax player with a bass player and a drummer, and they were just so out there, you know, like taking just a bass Fender bass and jamming on an E string, basically, and this guy blowing sax. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't dig this. I hate this. And then I'm looking at some of these other people, and I'm like thinking, there's a guy and his wife there, and they look to me like old school jazz guys, like they would dig Miles and Wes Montgomery and that kind of thing, you know. And they're just looking at each other like, what is this? So there's some out stuff there, you know, in the jazz festival. But whatever, that's fine. But at least it is a jazz festival. Chop it up.
He never returned as a horse. That's Al there, said that he saw Monty Montgomery at the Mardi Gras in Lafayette, Louisiana in 2002. And then he said that our New Orleans Jazz Fest, which that's a big one for sure. I mean, like, you know, obviously New Orleans is the birthplace of jazz.
Yeah.
And he says their jazz fest has been mostly blues since the 70s.
Yeah.
So why not just call it a blues fest?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of people. I was wrong. A lot of people do want lessons. Maybe it's just because I get bored of them. So.
Yeah.
Let's see. So
you're a younger
Robert
kid,
Ramsey,
you know,
lesson please. Jacob, lesson please. Jake, night and day chord melody. Garrett Masterson told me that I'm wrong.
Thank you, Garrett.
Stevie Day wants lessons. Danielle wants a bite-sized lesson, which I like the bite-sized lesson.
Here, bite this.
Steve Grow lesson. David Hernandez, yeah. W.C. Ray said I'm wrong as well, so thank you. I will admit that I'm wrong.
Okay, good. All right, let's do the lesson.
Okay. Kirby says Les Paul equals Thin Lizzy.
Mm.
You know the Thin Lizzy? You know the band?
Well, I've heard the name.
You know their hit song?
No. What is it?
The Boys Are Back in Town.
Oh, good.
It's a great song.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. I'm almost done with the questions here. Robert Ramsey, does the oval sound hole on the Howard Roberts give it a bigger acoustic sound?
Yes.
So let's hear it. Acoustic. Definitely.
Okay, everybody sing. Walk right in, sit right down, buddy, let your hair hang down. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it sounds louder than most of them.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then Al, or yeah, do your lesson. Do what you got. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So we can chop this up. Here is a lesson on sequences. What is a sequence? A sequence consists of a cell, some musical cell, that's transposed to different scale degrees. I like to call this sequence, and I have a lesson on this. I like to call this sequence the jazz sequence because you hear it so many times. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little sequence cell and we're going to transpose it to different scale degrees. And here's the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 5. Sounds like the Tennessee Waltz. Okay, so we're just doing this. Now, if we transpose it to each scale degree, I get this. So we're going scale-wise, and then we're going to skip to a third. You seeing it? There it is. Now that was key of G. If I continue up, I could... Now, there it is. Now, if I transpose it in thirds, I make it something like this. So I'm going to go, here's my cell. Now I'm going to start on, instead of the next note, I'm going to skip a note and do it here. So I get this. Then now if I transpose that, or let's play it descending in the same order. Okay, now let's take that same cell and transpose it in fourths. So if I start here, so a fourth up would be on C, a fourth up from there would be F sharp, and then a fourth up would be B. Okay, so it would look like this. Now if I take it back down, starting on D here, okay, now let's do it starting here on A. Up a fourth from A is D. Up a fourth from D is G. Up a fourth is C. So I get this. Now listen. That's a pretty sequence. Okay. Descending might sound like this. So can you hear that as an N, maybe as a credenza? Okay, so your ability to play within a key in sequences can really be nice. I mean, you could create some really cool things. Now, if I did that same thing and went up in fifths, it might look something like this. All right. But now let's do the reverse of that. What we're going to do is we're going to go down a third and then scale wise. Whoop. Now, if I take that and play it ascending, in other words, I'm playing the third first. So. Now I hear a line that you hear a lot. Okay, you kind of hearing that? So this type of playing sequences is just this simple one. We're only talking about one sequence here, right? Descending a minor third and then scale wise for two other notes. Ascending 3 scale wise notes and then a skip with a third. You get very cool things. So the best thing to do is probably to take this. Well, number one, I have a lesson on it that goes into much more detail on this, but I would check it out. And the main benefit of learning these types of things, not only for your dexterity, but get you thinking in sequential things. And then it like, for instance, the song we opened up with today, Samba Deo Feo. I'm in a different key. It might be loud.
Yeah.
So it gives a little more predictability and more organization to your solo. It makes it sound like you know what you're doing or you're intending to do this. So anyway, get that lesson on sequences. It's called sequence, the cell and transposition of sequences. Okay, and you get all this paperwork. That's at the Guitar College Library. Hey, play the demo.
Here it is.
Can you play the demo?
I can't. No.
Oh, because you're not a member?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
When are you going to join?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so any other? Boy, we got a lot of. Jazz died in 1929. Extending the arpeggio in a major scale, I get the following chord sequence: 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's correct. No, that Walk Right In was the. Oh, well, you wouldn't know. Walk Right In was the Rooftop Singers, or was it the I forget.
Let's see. I'm trying to read some more of these comments here. Where are we at?
Oh, Mike Walker. Hi, Mike. How you enjoying that X700? Love the old guys. Miss Joe Pass. Martin Taylor still here. Bucky Pizzarelli passed away. Play the oldies. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Mike. Nice to hear from you.
Yeah.
Garrett, we're going to be seeing you soon, right, at camp? Something simple sounding becomes more complex and melodic through the changes. Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Play the demo on YouTube. We can't play it.
I might be able to find it on YouTube. He's right about that. But someone, God, there's a lot of comments today.
Folk music. Yeah, who did walk right in? The Rooftop Singers. Yeah, thank you. We'll do the jazz version. Okay.
Let's see. Mike Walker said, "Love the Guild X700. Misty is my favorite song. I learned it when I was in Vietnam. It sounds great on the Guild, but I need a quilter." Yeah, you do for sure. Need to call him up and get you one. There was another comment up here. Let's see, where was that?
If I had one guitar, I think it would be a 17-inch. I don't know, 16 or 17, either one.
S. Flavius said a little while ago, so I heard that Kirk Hammett, which is Metallica's guitar player, has Peter Green's Les Paul Greenie. That surprised me. But what's interesting is I saw this story. Let's see, where is that?
Oh, the Michelin Man?
No. Gosh, dang, hold on. I need to find it.
Come on, you can do it.
Where is that? Crap. It's a good story, too. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so speaking of Metallica and Kirk Hammett, Gibson just unveiled this 1979 Flying V custom shop replica for $15,000. So $15,000 for this thing. They only are making 200 of them, but I mean, this is one of his kind of like iconic guitars that he's been using since, like when on their first album. But the interesting part about this is that Gibson has utilized the meticulous aging process of Murphy Lab to recreate all the scratches and duct tape present on the original guitar. It took Murphy Lab to replicate the duct tape on this stupid thing. But when you look at like the headstock, look at it has all these, it looks like they replaced the tuners at some point. So it has all these same exact marks. And
whose guitar is it supposed to be?
So this is Kirk Hammett, the guitar player for Metallica. And this is a new thing from Gibson for $15,000.
Yeah.
Which is this exact replica, but it's just interesting, like this little slash right here and all the unique, wear marks, like meticulously having to put these on the guitar. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, what do you say?
Yeah, I would
how
say
do
that.
you do that? Do you... imagine that was your job at Gibson. You're a guitar player trying to, build guitars, and they're like, hey, I want you to be the duct tape guy for this guitar. You need to put duct tape on these 200 guitars and make sure it looks just like this. You'd be like, are you serious?
Affleck.
So it's pretty interesting. So that was one thing I wanted to share with everybody because I happen to think that was really dumb.
I don't see it.
And especially for $15,000. I mean, you're like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
People just got money to throw away.
And now somebody will buy them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Limited run of 200. Yeah. So then, some of these old guitars over limited run. I wonder how many they made of these. If they made 200.
Oh, that was one thing that I did want to say is I think it was Al mentioned this earlier. Since you're playing this Howard Roberts guitar, can you play something from Howard Roberts?
Man, no. God, you think I would know that?
Here's the comment. He said, if you are saying goodbye to the Howie, you should play some Howie. I know he did a lot of session work, but I don't know any big hits that he played on. Any big hits that what big hits did he play on?
Well, he played on the Munsters, a lot of those, the Gravy Waltz. There's a bunch of them. He played on a bunch of Phil Spector stuff. I don't know. You'd have to look it up. Mitch Holder put out a wonderful book of transcriptions of Howard Roberts. You ought to pick it up. Mel Bay's got it. Let's see. But a long, long time ago, I mean, he's got a wonderful version of, Relaxing Camarillo. Howard used to do a lot of that for his pop stuff. This was he did a remake of that. No, that's wrong. The intro was. That's a lousy. I'm no authority on Howard. Yeah, he did the Twilight Zone, and that. And
Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah. He also did. Because we always end the show with. That's Howard.
Oh, that's him?
Except it's a lot faster than that. So, I don't know. He had incredible chops.
Roland Mueller points out that Howard also was the fifth monkey in the studio.
Yeah, I think it was more. God. Oh, come on! What's the guy's name that the telly guy that did that?
I don't
Lives
know.
in Australia now.
No idea.
Anyway,
Paulo, which I'm surprised Paulo hasn't brought up, the Royce banjo. Oh man, I've been waiting for you to ask about that today, Paulo. For sure. When I saw your name popped up, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, here we go. And banjo update time. But yes, is that Nashville Red L5? Did you buy that? And no, that's not. You did not buy that. That guitar is for sale with Jimmy Wallace.
Jimmy Wallace has it.
And the red L5 next to you, that's not it.
Yeah.
That's not it. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
The Archie played on the last train.
The Archie.
I don't know.
God, come on. What's that guy's name? You know, I don't know what it is, but do you think I'm getting feeble-minded, maybe? Or let's see, is there a blues in C? Let me look.
Lonnie Shelton.
Oh, Louis Shelton.
Louis Shelton.
That's it.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy Tedesco was like the fifth monkey as well. You know, that they all did it. I don't see any B flat. It's blues in C. Oh well, shall we end this thing?
Yeah, I mean, unless anyone has any other questions, I was going to. Do you ever look at these emails here that you get from Reverb, the most watched gear on Reverb this week?
I never knew we got emails from them.
Yeah, so this will come every week.
Oh yeah.
It might just come into your like promotional box or something, but this right here apparently is the most watched item.
What is it?
It's a Rickenbacker
12-string.
No, I don't think it's a no. It's not a 12-string, but it's a 360 Capri 1958 Autumn Glow.
Is that what George did? Roll of a Beethoven on.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah.
the guy says, I never thought I would sell this. My favorite Rickenbacker of all time. Had this one forever. Now it's time for someone else to enjoy this piece of vintage history. It is beat to hell, but that adds to the mojo. Pretty cool guitar though, for sure. There was a lot of Rickenbackers in Nashville.
Yes, there were.
There was a lot, for sure.
Well, they got their own sound.
Yeah, I mean,
guys are looking for that.
What would it sound like with jazz? I mean,
well,
it's got the the sound hole, and pickups close to the bridge.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, you can't stand their necks.
Why? What's wrong with the necks?
I don't know. They just feel weird.
What are you looking for?
Oh, something to play.
Oh. Why don't you ask for a request?
Well,
Because you'd rather just do this great
Yeah.
TV moment right here of you looking through your stupid thing.
yeah. All right. Well, let's. What would somebody like to hear? Hey, this has got. I wonder if I could play this. 4 on 6. That's kind of fun. How about 4 on 6? Since I can't think of anything else. Or fried pies. I don't know. This you might have to change the thing.
Yeah.
Shoot, man, I wish that was longer. I was just getting into it. Yeah. Hate that.
Oh, it really crashed and burned there.
It did. It was a crasher and a burner. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, well, let's play something else.
Mr. Walker
Mr. Walker.
by Wes.
Don't know it. Mr. Walker. Oh, here's an F blues. Well, anyway, there you have it. So, hey, say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Epi.
Yep. See you,
Goodbye.
buddy. Speaking of saying goodbye
Yes.
to 111.
You know that song. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. And we'll probably be back again next week. Please join us. Tell your friends. Hit the like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Makes us happy. So, anyway, say good night, Wes.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging around.
Good night, everybody. See you next week. Thank you again.